Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to show y'all how to make nuts chutney without the mint and dhania. So this is going to be a plain nuts chutney. This is a very good one to make during the winter months when you couldn't get your fresh mint and your fresh dhania. And it also turns out very tasty. If you want to watch the video that we did with the nuts chutney with the mint and dhania, that was one of our very first recipes 4 years back. You can go through the channel and you can watch that. So let's get started with today's recipe for this lovely cold weathers that we are having. I've got here 500 grams of raw nuts, which I am going to roast. And here I've got 2 dry chilies that I'm going to put in the oven in the end just to get crispy. 30 minutes ago, I started preheating my oven to 150 degrees. I'm going to add my raw nuts to my oven tray. I have 500 grams. You can adjust how much you'll want to make. I'm going to pop this into the oven and give it 30 minutes, but we'll keep watching. I've put my chilies in for the last 5 minutes. As you can see, it turned a little darker. It's nice and crispy. Now I'm ready to take my nuts out from the oven. We checked our nuts at 30 minutes and we gave it an extra 10 minutes to roast till it's nice and brown. We will allow this to cool just a little till I can handle. When my nuts was slightly cool, this is the best method to take off the peel from the nuts using a silver cup, or if you have an enamel cup, you just go like this and the job is done easy. Once I'm done with the peeling, I'm going to take this outside and show you how I remove the peel from the tray. Here's my nuts. I removed most of the peel out. And now I'm going to take my tray and start tossing my nuts. And then blow. As you can see, my nuts is all cleaned up. Here and there is a few, but it's okay. If you have a soup at home, you can use a soup, but not everyone has a soup. That's the reason why I'm showing you the tray. I am ready to make my nuts chutney, and for the grinding of the nuts chutney, my ingredients are: I have my 2 dry chilies that I roasted out, and I've got some red chilies and green chilies, which is around 10. You can add more chilies if you like it a little more hot. I've also got half a dozen of garlic cloves, a teaspoon of fine salt, but we'll taste along the way, half a teaspoon of sugar. I'm also going to use 100 gram of brown imlee, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and the juice of a lemon. I'm going to start off by grinding my nuts. I'm going to use my food processor. Firstly, I'm going to add in my dry nuts. To help my processor grinding faster, I'm going to do 2 batches. My first batch of nuts is ground. Not very fine though, because it still has to grind with the other ingredients. I'll just quickly take this off. I am ready to put in my next batch. The second batch is also done. Just gonna remove it from the machine. To my food processor, I'm gonna firstly put my roasted chilies and give this a quick grind. To my dry chilies, I'm gonna add in my chilies and my garlic. I will allow this to grind out. My ingredients are ground together. Yeah, got a cup of warm water. I am going to add it to my imlee, and I'm going to use my hands to remove the seeds, and with the warm water it makes it easier. I washed up my hands quickly, and I'm going to strain the imlee, separating the seeds. And when making of the nuts chutney, if I need more water, I will add on. To my food processor, I'm going to start adding in my crushed nuts, little as possible. And then a little bit of my imlee water to it. I'll also add in my sugar and my salt. I'm going to grind and then start adding the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to continue adding a little bit of nuts to the food processor. And then a little of my imlee water to it. I'm just going to pull my outside grinding into the center. I'm going to put the last batch of the ground nuts into the food processor. And my last of the imlee water. And then I'm adding in my 2 tablespoons of peanut butter to it. This peanut butter brings a great flavor out. I'm also going to squeeze the juice of my one lemon. I'll give this another grind and thereafter we'll taste the salt. If it's less, we'll adjust. My nuts chutney, it's completely ground now and I'm ready to take it off the food processor and then we're ready to serve. Here you can see how nice it's done. And Pranesh tasted the salt, it was right, and he complained it was too hot. I'm just going to pour it into my Tupperware, so this can be left in the fridge. But to this point, if you like to braise your nuts, you can do so. But we like it without being braised. The roasted nuts and the peanut butter do have its own oil. So by braising it, it will make it a little bit more oily. But if you like it braised, use a very little oil. This is my ground nuts chutney without the mint and dhania, but it's very tasty. This can be kept into the fridge and it will last about a month. But the way we eat nuts chutney, it will finish within 2 weeks. And just be careful, don't use a wet spoon to dish out your nuts chutney. Now we are ready to quickly serve our nuts chutney. Here you go, your lovely plain nuts chutney. And today we are serving it with some khichdi and paneer chutney. Our nuts chutney will add a great punch of flavor to our simple dish. And this is how we normally eat it, accompaniment with any veg dishes on the side. But if you are like Pranesh, you can just apply it on your bread and have it as a snack. This also goes very well with vada and sometimes with just plain dal. It adds a lot of flavor to any meal. Thank you all for watching and enjoy.